Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. We're not gonna run through the whole I've been gone for these many months because we know I've been gone for long. That's it. Today we're bringing back an old favorite. Harry Potter. Once again. I have painted on a Harry Potter, I've remade a Harry Potter book cover. That was my Philosopher's Stone. Link to that is, up there or whatever. Then I've also made a Harry Potter book nook. Both of those videos are linked in the description. But this time, we are doing neither of those things. This time, my canvas will not be the front of the book. Rather, the side. New canvas. Again. I will be painting on this edge of the book. As I've seen this one artist doing on Instagram. I found her account a couple months ago, and since I saw her do it, I've wanted to do it really badly. I just haven't got the chance until now. I'll put the link to her account in the description. You guys can go check her work out because it's absolutely stunning. Like, I'm just like it's actually stunning. She does mostly Lord of the Rings things, that rhymes. But she focuses on that series, but since I have not read Lord of the Rings, I cannot do that series. So that's why we stick with my personal favorite. I'm scared that I do have that fear that maybe, because this is the first time I'm doing it, things might go a little sideways. So this was originally my first Order of Phoenix copy, but I got a second one just to make sure that my series would not get affected. And we're gonna paint on this one. Because clearly, it's not in very good condition. I happened to tear it in half. So, to take eyes away from that, we beautify the other side. However, in this process, we have two hiccups. The first is the fact that to actually paint the book, the artist on Instagram, she uses two wooden planks to press the book together. I have the planks, that's not the problem. So just put it in the center and then just squish it. But obviously the planks have to remain squished, or they have to keep it in place. For that she uses wooden clamps, and with the clamps it kind of gets angled upwards, then that way, wait, hold on. Technical difficulties. Oh god, what am I doing? It's just supposed to stay there, but just closer. I don't have any wooden clamps. I don't have any clamps, so don't know how that's going to work. The second problem is the fact that I do not know what medium she uses to paint the actual book. One wrong turn and this book could be unopenable forever. Which means it's not acrylic for sure, because acrylic is like glue, essentially. Peels off, and it can't be oils because you can't work with oils on paper, or you can, but it's a lot like acrylic. That is gouache and watercolor. I feel like it's watercolor, but I could be wrong. We find out. We don't. First, let's solve the wooden problem, the wood situation, and try to figure out how in the world I'm gonna get this to sit between these two bricks and then have it towards the camera so you guys can see too. Wish me luck. Yep. I think I may have figured out something that could work. So, string. I know this looks like very thin string, but I'll put more. And duct tape. Duct tape fixes everything. So, ignore any background noises. There's a car going haywire. I think my scissors broken. Okay, you know what? I'll just do this off camera and we'll be back.
One eternity later.
This is definitely not how it's supposed to be done, but I'm doing it anyway. I don't know what's happening, but it's happening. I skipped right to the sketch because the whole process was taking really long. I first drew it out digitally and then put it on the book. The sketch is done, and I have my watercolor paints here. but I don't know how these will react. Like, will it go through the paper and then I'll end up having like half my book covered in water? Will it completely get destroyed? Will it work properly? I do not know. So I'm thinking I like test it out on some other book, but then I'm scared that I'm gonna ruin that book too. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. Should I? I didn't think this through at all. So I figured out a kind of solution. This is a sketchbook. So in case I do end up destroying it, at least the book, like, you know, a readable book won't get destroyed. You guys, that worked. The inside of my book is perfectly clean. No paint anywhere. This is gonna work. I figured it out. It's watercolor. Now let's do the real thing. And we are finally starting off the main part, almost halfway into the video. But there was just so much prep work to be done, there was nothing else I could do. My whole concept was it to sort of combine or like just look a little similar to the Philosopher's Stone cover that I did, which had more of like a purplish vibe to it. Because when I'm just putting it on my bookshelf, it's going to be put right next to my Philosopher's Stone. So I just wanted to look a little cohesive. That's why I have purple sky, purple water. This is more like a scene from the Philosopher's Stone put on Order Phoenix, but since I didn't think there was any scene in Order Phoenix that was particularly, you know, suitable for this, I just went with the first sight of Hogwarts when like Harry and the rest of his ear are just coming in bolts to the castle. I figured it fit right on this sized canvas too, I think. This took a lot more paint than I anticipated. Like, I had to keep remixing my colors because the paper was just so absorbent. It was drying really fast too, which I ended up making the mistake of adding too much color in some places. So then the paper started fraying, which was a little bit of a problem towards the end because then I couldn't build up any more colors. I also quickly realized the fact that once you put the color down, you can't make it any lighter. There's be no changes. Little bit of an update time. I left this to dry for a while. I think it's looking okay. I might want to add a bit more blue to the water in the sky. And well, this duct tape held on for about 4 hours, but I think I now need to refresh some of it so that it keeps holding it with the same level of firmness. Otherwise, honestly, this makeshift setup is actually working pretty well, so I'm happy. Starting work on the smaller details like the boats and the castle was probably my favorite part because then it started really tying the piece together. Because on this specific type of paper, getting details in was difficult because I think it's just the type of paper, but the lines were obviously blurring out. Plus my impatience where I didn't let the paint below it dry, so obviously automatically the paint just spread the way watercolors usually do. So getting the details in really just added character and tied the piece together. Getting the yellow lights on the boats was also tricky because, like I said, layering colors and getting lighter colors was really difficult. I faced the same problem with the clouds where I had to build it up a lot, and towards the end you'll see there was like a little bit, I forgot the word, crusty. I feel like the pages were a little harder to move, but I think it turned out okay in the end, so that's fine. We had to keep changing angles because there was no way my hand was like suspended in the air for 3 hours at a stretch, and I figured that is not exactly a good idea, so changed the angle. And then now I don't think you can see much change. It was more just like touch-ups, doing the same thing over and over, make sure the colors are vibrant, because when watercolors dry, you guys know, I don't know if you know, but I'll tell you, they fade or get lighter. Their color doesn't stay the exact same. So we had to make sure that there was not too much variation. I tried to use the hairdryer, trying to, like, you know,
make sure that the stuff dries so I'd be able to tell the exact color, but there's only a certain extent to which I could do this. The moon was just the finishing piece, finishing last effect that we needed. Then obviously any scenery I make is pretty much incomplete without fir trees or pine trees or coniferous trees, whatever you want to call them. Those, basically.
Okay, and we're done with the main side, but I realized that the edges, I can't open the mold yet because if I do we're gonna have a situation, but I realized that we had a bit of this, so now I'm going to be covering that up from both sides. I don't know what I'm going to do yet, but just like something little. We won't have like a scene or anything, just like something, just slight, to cover that up and so that it doesn't look ugly.
Working on this side was pretty quick compared to the others. Like, I did both sides, I just didn't show both sides on camera, I just did one side and then assume that you guys would know I did the exact same on the other. But it took a lot of paint. I know I've already said this before, but this paper was really absorbent. Like, really, really absorbent. So I ended up having to mix the same color like 10 times. I did 2 strips of navy blue on the sides, 1 strip of green and 1 strip of purple to complement the front side. The purple was probably my favorite. It just stood out most.
Time to unductify the duct tape. I don't want to just pull the book out, I'm scared that's going to mess it up. So I'm just going to cut this. I really hope this turned out okay. I really, really hope it's not destroyed. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. We can put this away. That fell. It's done. Oh my god. Oh my god! Just doing this feels so good. I think it's slightly crusty where I kind of put too much watercolor. There's like some spots, but all the pages are coming apart more or less. I'm not sure about the edges. God, those are so good too. I know the colors aren't all that nicely put, but when you look at it at a glance, it's fine. The main star of the show though, I'm kind of really very excited. I just wanted to show you guys this, the piece in daylight as well, because the previous thing that I recorded that was in like fake lighting, indoor lighting, and I feel like normal daylight makes the painting look even better. I'm still annoyed at the fact that it is upside down, but it's fine, we deal with it. I still haven't gotten over it, and I'm recording this, I believe, 4 days after I actually painted it. So the crustiness is gone. I can openly flip it. Or never mind, it's not gone. Or it is. It's just, it's fine. And I'm still obsessed with it. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to check out my other Harry Potter stuff linked below. My Instagram account link. My Insta link is also in the description. I post there pretty often. Not sure how often I'm going to be able to come on YouTube, but till then, bye!